Hey guys, welcome back to Auntie channel and welcome back to part 2 of the Princess Flannels. Hey everyone, it's Sam from the Auntie team and you're watching The Sam Show. Let's go make some fun things. Today we're going to continue to take our old flannels and transform them into our favorite princesses. Here is a quick refresher of the before of all the flannels. If you haven't watched part 1 in a hot minute, or if you haven't watched part 1 at all, go check that out first. Or you can finish watching this one and then go back. It's up to you. And then actually I decided to use this one for Jasmine, so this is Jasmine's before. And we are going to get started with Jasmine. I am taking chalked up paint in the color teal and mixing it with water. I started to paint dye a lot of my clothes with chalked up paint after Susan from Sugar Parties LA did it on Instagram, and I was obsessed. My teal chalked up paint was a little bit older, so it wasn't very liquidy, so you can see me scooping it out, and then I'm using my hand to just break up the paint because it was kind of thick. And honestly, this is up to you on how dark you want it. I found if you don't mix it properly, kind of like I just put the paint on top, it will get a little blotchy. So if you like that look, go for it. If you don't, I recommend doing it before. Then I'm just mixing it around because I was trying to add more paint because I realized it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. But then I did this awesome method of poking it with a stick. And then I let it soak overnight. And when I take it out in my tub. You can do it outside in your tub, whatever you want. And then I hang dry it in my tub. We're remodeling, so sorry, that's what it looks like. Once it was completely dry, it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, so I mixed up some more teal chalked up paint in the bucket again, and I only dipped the top half this time so that it would give the faded bleach look towards the bottom. So here's me just soaking it in. I actually just kept the water from the first time, so I didn't waste anything, and then I added a little bit more water to it and let it sit again overnight. And here's kind of how I set it up, just so that the top was in it and the bottom was hanging out. And it's hard to tell in the camera, but when I hung it up, I just let it drip down. I figured it would blend itself. And once it was dry, I decided to add HTV using Auntie membership files and products from shopantite.com. If you don't plan on decorating your shirt after dip dyeing it in chalked up paint, just make sure you take iron or a heat press and heat set it before washing. It just will help ensure that you don't lose color over time as quickly. The colors I use for this design are a light blue Caesar Easy Weed, and then for the top part I use the electric HTV in a pink and a teal, and then I also use glitter HTV in gold, and I absolutely love how it came out. Since this flannel had 2 pockets, I decided to put a little decal on each one using membership files again. And then I thought to myself, you can't have a diamond in the rough design on a flannel and not add some bling. I'm using Aleene's Julep glue. You can get it from most craft stores. And with this glue, you just wait 10 minutes before you apply the bling. So I marked out where I wanted to put the bling with the glue, let it set 10 minutes, and then added my bling colors. I used the colors In the Dream House, Won't Stay Silent, and then I don't remember what the metallic color is, but it wasn't Hakuna Matata. That's all I can remember. These were all Auntie original bling colors, so if you get one of the mixes, I'm sure you can find similar ones. if you just use Bling colors that are like the fuchsia, the teal, and the gold, it will match perfectly to this design. I love adding bling to everything. I just think it levels everything up, and being able to add it to clothes is a game changer for me. Okay, and here's a little sneaky peek of what that all looks like before the final reveal. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. On to the next princess. Can you guess who it is based on this design? I'm using red holographic HTV. The back of it is silver, but if you guessed it, it is Belle. As for added detail, I didn't do too much with this. I thought just the red holographic with the rose design was very detailed enough, along with adding a little rose with the fallen petals on the front pocket. But I did have to add one little extra thing to the sleeve. One of my favorite designs is the Book Nerd design on the Auntie member files, and I used a gold holographic with a little bit of the red for the rose. And I'm a book nerd. I love that Bella's a book nerd. I had to add this design to the sleeve. I thought it was so cute. Just a little extra. Okay, you guys have to guess this one. This one is, I think, pretty easy to guess. But I used the Lemon Sugar Glitter HTV for the sun. It's Rapunzel. Did you guys guess Rapunzel? I know you did. You guys are so good. For the inside, I went with a rose gold metal HTV. That's my one choice. I wish I would have done something a little bit different. I wish I would have gone with just a regular Caesar Easy Weed. It turned out really cute, and you can read it most of the time in person, but sometimes the light just reflects off of it a little bit weird, and it's a little bit harder to read. But if I ever want to change it, I can try to take it off or just cover it up with a different color. I still think it turned out super cute, and if anything, it's just kind of like a hidden little message that I've got a dream. That's all I did on the back, but on the front, this flannel actually didn't have any pockets, so I took one of the Mickey and Minnie personal use files and edited it to make just a generic little pocket. And using the same rose gold metal HTV, I did an outline of the pocket, and then on the inside, I wanted something that matched the color of the flannel, so it kind of looked like it was an actual pocket and blended in. And the Auntie Sunset Sparkle Pattern HTV matched it perfectly. So you can see it real quick there. The Sunset Sparkle has like a faux gold glitter, and it also has different pinks, purples, and even like a coral, which matched the orange that was already in the shirt. And I also loved that this flannel had green in it, because what I did and apparently forgot to film was with electric green HTV, I cut out with the personal files from Tangled is a little pastel to go on top of the pocket. You can see me right there showing them up. But that was all we had for Tangled, and now we are moving on to our final of the princess flannels. This is one of my absolute favorites, Aurora, and I am doing another dip dye. I used the chalked up paint colors Flamingo and Ocean Breeze. You can see I'm just trying to mix it together. I was just cleaning off the cap and cleaning out an old container of it. And then with my very wobbly camera, you can see the Ocean Breeze. It was also a little bit older, a little bit thicker, so I just made sure to mix it in really, really well into the water before I placed my shirt in. Like I stated before, the more paint you add, the darker it will be, but it's still going to be a lighter, like faded color in general. And this is how I let it set overnight. When I pulled it out, I laid it flat in my tub for it to get damp to the touch, and then I hung it to dry. Okay, time for the HTV. I just used regular Caesar Easy Weed for this with a couple of gold stars in glitter HTV. I was going for the pastel vibes with this. I added the Once Upon a Dream little scripted design on the sleeve. And then I wanted to do something a little bit differently on the pocket. I did the crown and the glitter gold HTV on the one pocket, and then on the other I used the stencil vinyl from Shop Auntie. I used a silicone mat to put it in between layers so it didn't bleed through, and I took a fabric paint medium that I mixed with chalked up paint. The fabric medium can turn any paint into a fabric paint, and chalked up paint doesn't necessarily need this, but I just wanted to make the paint a little bit thinner and make it last a little bit longer. So it would have been easier to use a sponge brush, but I decided to just use a regular paintbrush. I used the paint colors Flamingo and Ocean Breeze again, and then I also used a little bit of Blanco just to lighten it up to give it a similar color to the HTV. I could have just used HTV for the rose, but I wanted to give it a little bit of dimension with painting it, which I didn't do a most amazing job with it, but I liked it because it gave it a little bit more of an authentic feel. The key to this is to not put too much paint, and I did a little bit too much. It bled a little bit, but if you use a sponge brush, that'll help a lot. You'll see that it did bleed a little bit, but if you want to fix this, you can just do the outline of the flower and do that in HTV, and it will cover up all of those blurred lines. If it bothers you or if something like that happens to you, that's an easy fix. Okay, it's time for the grand reveal. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to become an Auntie member for all of these files and to get discounts on Shop Auntie products, or you can use my code ShellifaShopBoutique for a 10% discount. See you next week.